birthday. We are recording with Asher, so if you'll just say happy birthday. I mean,
Happy Mother's Day.
And oh, I am so very grateful. Thank you.
We now go from flowers to stones. Here I am at Nelson Atkins lawn in front of Andy Goldworthy's walking wall. I spent a lot of time here in the fall watching this wall be constructed and then moved and then reconstructed. These stones actually come from Kansas, from the Flint Hills in Chase County. A place that I spent a lot of time, continue to spend a lot of time at, so it feels special to have these here now in Kansas City. One of our congregants, Randy Regier, spent time on staff working with Andy and building this wall. I love how it almost looks scroll-like, watching it kind of wind around the campus. Each stone was handled with such care, never tossed or thrown. Randy Regier thinks that each of these stones was moved 24 times during the course of this project. Just imagine that, each of these stones 24 times. Stones are often referred to in the Bible, whether it's referring to foundations, holy places marked with stone. Jacob used a stone as a pillow one night. Of course, there's also mention of stones being used to hurt. So here now is the worship committee, members of the worship committee, sharing with us our scripture reading assigned for today, all about stones and foundations.
What do these stones mean? A Reader's Theater by Patty Shelley. Lord, you have been our dwelling place in all generations.
And the favor of the Lord has rested upon us.
God has established the work of our hands.
One generation playing its part and passing on.
Another generation playing its part and passing on.
Lord, you have been our dwelling place in all generations.
Lord, you have been our dwelling place in all generations.
And when the people had crossed the Jordan, the Lord said to Joshua,
Take 12 people and take 12 stones from the midst of the Jordan. Carry these stones with you to the place where you will stay.
And Joshua called the 12 people.
Each of you take a stone and carry it with you. We will set them up in the place where we stay. And this shall be a sign among you. In days to come, your children will come to you, and when they shall ask, what do these stones mean?
What do these stones mean?
What do these living stones mean?
Then you shall tell them how the Lord has been our dwelling place in this generation.
So these stones will be a memorial forever.
A living heritage to all generations.
One generation playing its part and passing on.
Another generation playing its part and passing on.
What do these stones mean?
What do these stones mean?
Others, by the grace of God, have laid the foundation, and now we build upon it.
For no other foundation can anyone lay than that which is laid, namely Jesus Christ.
Others, by the grace of God, have laid the foundation, and now we build upon it.
But let each one take care how she builds.
Let each one take care how he builds.
One generation playing its part and passing on.
Another generation playing its part and passing on.
What do these stones mean?
What do these living stones mean?
Come to the Lord, to that living stone.
Rejected by the world, but chosen by God.
Come to the living stone.
And be yourselves like living stones.
Built into a house to the glory of God.
A chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's own people.
You are living stones.
You are living stones.
Built into a living heritage to the glory of God.
To declare the wonderful deeds of God who has called you out of darkness into marvelous light.
You are living stones.
You are living stones.
You are living stones.
You are living stones.
Once you were no people, now you are God's people.
Once you had no experience of mercy, now it is intimately yours.
Come to that living stone.
Come to that cornerstone.
And be yourselves like living stones.
Take care how you build.
Take care how you build.
Lord, you have been our dwelling place in all generations.
And the favor of the Lord has rested upon us.
God has established the work of our hands.
One generation playing its part and passing on.
Another generation playing its part and passing on.
Living heritage.
Living stones.
What do these stones mean?
What do these living stones mean?
It's been such a great week thinking about foundations, generations all doing their part of God blessing the work of our hands, because some of us have been preparing this week for the Mennonite Voluntary Service reunion call, celebration call. We're going to share a video, a celebration video soon here, so stay tuned. First, I want to talk a little bit about endings. Life is full of them. Sometimes endings leave us feeling sad, bereft, like we have somehow failed at something. Other times there is a relief that can come with endings, especially if we've waited or suffered. Endings can come as a relief. Whatever the case, endings are a natural part of life, and a lot of beginnings come as a result of endings. I turned to some poets this week as I thought about the Mennonite Voluntary Service program ending. John O'Donohue prefers to talk about endings rather than closures. He says a closure is an unfortunate word. It is, I quote him here, "It is not faithful to the open-ended rhythm of experience. Creatures made of clay with porous skin and porous minds are quite incapable of hermetic sealing that the strategy of closure seems to imply. The word completion is a truer word. The nature of calendar time," he says, "is linear. It is made up of durations that begin and end. The Celtic imagination senses that beneath time there is eternal depth. This offers us a completely different way of relating to time. It relieves time of the finality of ending. While something may come to an ending on the surface of time, its presence, meaning, and effect continue to be held and integrated into the eternal. In this way of understanding time, it becomes possible to imagine a realm beyond endings, where all that has unfolded is not canceled or lost. Well, like I said earlier, I came here to the walking wall at Nelson Atkins. I came here a lot during the fall. And I was actually here the day they finished the wall. I took pictures and I talked to one of the wallers. At one point I said, "So you're getting to the end, huh?" And he said in response, "Andy wants the end unfinished." Think about that for a bit. It really struck me. Andy wants the end unfinished. Well, I asked Randy Regier, our Rainbow congregant who worked on this wall, to expand on that idea. After all, he spent a lot of time with Andy and has long appreciated his work. This is what Randy sent to me. Andy does not like his work to appear manufactured. He thought and spoke of the wall as a living thing, an organic thing made of organic materials. It was never about architecture, as he spoke of it, or about being a wall for the traditional reasons. Like his very short-lived works, his icicle sculptures, leaves and water, he sees the wall as in passing, just taking a longer time perhaps. If it had a clear beginning and end, it would be a wall as are other walls, but with the beginning only a remnant, and the end unfinished, aesthetically anyway. It's a thing that evades certainty about time. It asks, perhaps, the question that it might walk again further. It asks better questions than it answers, which is the mark of strong artworks. So circling back to the reading we heard earlier about foundations, I love the lines. In the time we have, limited though we may be in our perspective on time, let each one take care how she or he builds. And may God bless, may God prosper the work of our hands.
In a many-colored garden, we are growing side by side. We will rise all together, we will rise. With the sun and rain upon us, not a row will be denied. We will rise all together, we will rise. We will rise like the ocean, we will rise like the sun. We will rise all together, we will rise. In our many-colored fabrics made from strands of common thread, we will